Okay, so I'm here in downtown Oakland, and pretty close to here there's a lot of Korean businesses, and we meet a lot of Koreans. And the thing is one of the most common problems with Koreans who are learning English, or Koreans who can speak some English, is in their pronunciation. They tend to um, think in Hangul, and this is maybe back in Korea, or maybe with their English teachers, they learn to think in Hangul because it's easier for them. But if you're speaking to real Americans, then it could be really, really difficult for many Americans to understand you if you think in Hangul. Um, if you think in Hangul, if you read an English word or listen to people talking in English, and you're trying to translate that into kind of Hangul pronunciation, then that may be helpful at a beginning stage, but for practical purposes, it's a very, very bad idea. Let me give you a couple of examples. If you're trying to say the word limit, L-I-M-I-T, then if you say limit, then that would sound more like Hangul. But to American English speakers, that might be very difficult to understand, because in American English we say limit. So all these sounds, limit, those come from Hangul, but the sound limit, they're in English. So it's a really, really good idea when you listen to Korean people speak English, then you might notice that their pronunciation sounds like it's translated straight from Hangul. And if you listen to American TV shows or watch American people talk, then you can notice that their pronunciation does not follow Hangul. And if you keep paying attention to the difference between these two worlds, where the Koreans who are thinking in Hangul and the regular Americans who don't think in Hangul because they don't know Hangul, then you'll understand that there's a really big difference. So if you want to say a sentence like, "I want to play a game," in Hangul you might say something like, "I want to play a game." But all those sounds, most of those sounds don't exist in English. They are Korean sounds. So this is a tip. In general, it's a good idea to simply pay attention. Simply pay attention instead of assuming that your pronunciation is correct. Instead of assuming that you're trying really hard to translate from Korean to English, you have to really pay attention and realize that there are many, many sounds in English that do not exist in Korean. And the more you pay attention to these things, the more that you can copy the correct pronunciation. So that's it for now. That's the tip for today, and see you later.